guys, welcome back to my channel. And you might hear a little background noise because I am by my window, but I thought this was the best place to film right now. But today's video is going to be about the worst job I've ever had as a medical assistant, and let me tell you why. I guess we all have. Let me start from the beginning. You know, I went to school for medical assistants, graduated, and right after graduating, the school that I went to actually offered to help you look for a job, and I accepted it even though I was still looking on my own. But the school did call me and let me know that they had found a location for me that was willing to hire straight out of school students. So I did decide to go ahead and accept that interview offer, and she set me up and everything. So I did have an interview. I still remember it was like at 1:30 on that specific day. My boyfriend drove me to the location, and we actually got there like at 1:18, 1:20. He's like, just go in, it's better to be early than late. So that's what I did. I let them know that I was here for my 1:30 interview, and I still remember the front desk. She was just like, okay, hold on, I have patients right now. So I got a bad vibe off that, because if I'm coming to work for you, you shouldn't talk to me like that, period. Anyways, but moving on, I sat down, and then she finally asked me what was I here for again, when I had already told her I was here for an interview. So she told me she'll let the doctor know. I saw when the doctor came towards the front, inside where they were, the front desk area, and she did tell her that her 1:30 was here, and I clearly heard her tell her, well, let her know her interview's at 1:30. It is only 1:22. I was completely shocked at first. I was like, that kind of pissed me off, to be honest. I was like, who the fuck says that? But I kind of kept my tone like cool, you know, because I needed a job and I was fresh out of school, and like this was my first actual interview. So I was just like, whatever. But that kind of really did piss me off, and it bugged me, because most jobs appreciate when you're on time, but I get that some people are running on their time, so whatever. Point is that 1:30 came, she still didn't take me. They still kept calling patients in. Then it was already 1:40, and my boyfriend was like, did you go inside? Like, what's going on? It was like 1:45. I was like, I'm still waiting on the doctor. She told me at 1:30. So then finally she finished her patients. It was almost 2 o'clock. Anyway, so we went in her office. She sat down. I was still standing up. I didn't know if I should sit down, if I should stand up, keep standing up. And she was like sitting down, but like putting her hand out to shake my hand when I was like across the desk. So I had to like lean over and shake her hand. She had me sat down. She asked me a few questions, and she hired me. Honestly, like, she was willing to offer me the job after we finished our interview, and I asked her about benefits and all of that and my hours, and she said that I can come in a few days before if I was willing to accept the job and talk about it, to negotiate it. So I did do that. I came back in less than a week, and she told me that she was willing to start me off at $13. That the only thing is that I didn't get any benefits, no insurance or nothing like that. We have paid holidays. But at this point, I was new out of school, like I said, and I was like excited. So I said, who's gonna pay me $13? Anyway, so I took the job. I accepted the job. She was gonna pay me $13 an hour, and I was gonna be full-time basically, and I was gonna have to do every other Saturday. So it sounded great. I was like, I have no experience. She hired me. She's giving me all these extra hours. But then there was a catch. She told me I did have to sign a contract. It was a 90-day contract that I cannot terminate my job whatsoever unless I give her 2 weeks after my 30 days were up. And at first I was like, okay, maybe this, I mean, I didn't know how clinics work. I didn't know nothing about that. So I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna like leave the job. You know, I want experience. I'm gonna work. I want to get into the field and get my feet wet. So I signed the So anyways, I got out the office. I got in the car and told my boyfriend about everything, and that I was going to start working soon. And the only thing was that I was still not driving at that moment, so he was willing to drop me off at work on days that he could and pick me up. And it was a pretty far drive. We drove like almost an hour, 45 minutes with traffic. On a good day, maybe 30 or 20. So anyways, he dropped me off on my first day. I got there early. I was standing there for like maybe 15 minutes waiting for the other lady to open. I don't want to use her real name, but let's just call her, I don't know what to call her, but she was a total bitch. Let's just call her Jessica. Okay, so Jessica opens the door. She finally gets there. After a few minutes, she got there and she opened the clinic. She let me in. We had to turn all the lights on. She showed me around the clinic and showed me what we had to do every morning. The break room, and I'm gonna be inserting pictures. Actually, I don't care, I'm just not gonna show the name of the clinic, but I am gonna be inserting some pictures that I did get when I worked there. And mind you, this was 7 years ago. I do still have the pictures. Why, I don't know, that's creepy, right? But I still have them, and I'm going to be inserting some pictures of the clinic below. She took me to the break room. She showed me the break room, which was so disgusting. I don't know how people could even eat there. It was so disgusting, and I was trying to be, like, you know, nice and not be rude. Then she went towards the sink and she lifted the hand soap, and she had the nerve to tell me, look, this is the kindergarten babies. And what I meant by that, she didn't mean no children, no nothing. She meant cockroaches. She lifted, like, this could be the hand soap sitting on here on the sink. She lifted the hand soap, and under the hand soap there was see-through little roaches. I don't know what they even were at the first. There were see-through little animals. She's like, these are the kindergartens, we don't kill them. And then around the fridge crawling, there was more big ones. That's when I noticed they were roaches. She's like, and those are the mamos. I was like, this has to be a joke. Like, is she joking? Is she playing? I was like, sorry. She's like, yes, they're cockroaches, but I don't kill them, they're babies. I was like, what? Like, what the and she was so serious. So then she took me around the office, and then the doctor got here, so I couldn't even see the rest. I honestly wanted to walk the hell out on the first day. I didn't even know how I stood there, but then I remembered I had a contract. I was just, so the doctor gets there, right? She grabs her jacket off her back. She grabs her bag, which looks like a luggage. She throws it on top of the desk where we're sitting at. And she doesn't even say good morning. She goes back to her office. She didn't even acknowledge that that was my first day or nothing. She went straight to the back, and I just away. So take her jacket to the closet. I was like, excuse me? She's like, yes. And did you do the coffee? I'm like, coffee? I'm like, nobody told me about coffee. What are you talking about? I'm thinking we gotta go buy this doctor coffee. I don't know. She's like, every morning before you get here, you have to make her tea or coffee. It has to be done before she comes into the office. Now she's gonna be angry because it's not ready. I was like, well, you never even told me I had to make coffee. That's not my job. She's like, yes, it is. Whoever opens has to make it. And I was just like, okay, whatever, you know. I was just like quiet. So then she's like, the patients are here, we gotta get started. I honestly wanted to run out. I wanted to pretend I was going across the street and not come back. But obviously I was under a contract and I didn't even feel comfortable. I was sitting down on the computer on the desks, and out of nowhere, here comes a fucking cockroach crawling on the keyboard. And I told her, I was like, Jessica, oh my gosh, like, why is there cockroaches in the office? She's like, oh, hold on. So she grabbed a cockroach. She literally grabbed it with her fingers, and she picked it up and put it on the floor. Anyways, so I went home, and I went to the contract right away. I went to go read the contract, and I looked at it, and I was just like I told my boyfriend, like, I gotta get out of there. I gotta get out of there. I cannot work like that. Like, that is disgusting. You are a clinic. You are a healthcare facility. You should not be having any type of insects, anything in your office, you know? So I went home and read the contract, and I did realize that it said that if a party, either or party, terminates without an agreement, then I could face court or whatever, something crazy like that. So I sucked it up and went to work for another month, until I had just 1 month left. And at that point, you know, I really couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I got the hang of the job and everything, but I couldn't take it. I was not bringing my purse to work anymore. I was not bringing jacket or sweater. I would go in there and just with whatever I have on, bring anything home, especially because I had a kid. I was not trying to bring anything home. So I would go to work, be so uncomfortable. I would be so paranoid all the time. And then let me tell you too, the doctor did not call you by your name. The doctor did not call you by ma'am. Doctor did not call you by your last name or your first name. The doctor, this doctor, she was Russian. She's Russian. She's still working. She had a bell in her office. Her office was all the way in the back. She had an office, and when she needed something or wanted something, she had this bell that she rang. A fucking bell, like a bell, like the bells that they have at butchers to ring the bell when you need help or when you need assistance. Yeah, those kind of bells. So every time that she needed help or she needed something and she didn't want to get up, she would ding the bell once. At first I heard it, but I was like, what's that thing? And like, I didn't know what it was. At first I thought it was like a doorbell or something. But anyways, I heard another bell, another ring. So after the third ring, I heard her yell out Jessica's name. And Jessica ran to the back. She's like, why didn't you go? Why didn't you go? Don't you hear her? I said, I didn't hear her say anything. I just heard her scream your name. Oh, she went to the back. She was so mad because she said that we were not listening to her. So I was like hating my job. I hated going to work. I was just like, I have like 4 weeks left, you know. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, I'm not gonna be treated like no freaking animal or slave. Like, I'm not gonna be treated like that. So I would ignore the bell, and she would get mad, she would yell, and I would not have it. And I would always ask Jessica, like, why does she use the bell? And she'd be like, that's just what she does. I was like, well, that's very unacceptable. And like, I noticed that the phone was ringing like crazy. She was with the patient. I wasn't with the patient. So I was by the front desk, and I was about to go into the front desk area when I saw the roach. I don't know how to describe it, but the roach was like this palm. My hand's pretty small. It was a palm size of my hand, and it was in the middle of the hallway. I started yelling for Jessica's name, and she was like, go get the phone. I'm like, no, I'm not crossing the hallway. That thing was huge. Like, when I'm talking about huge, like the ones that look fake in movies, that's how big it was. It was a motherfucking cockroach, queen cockroach. I was like, I'm not crossing the hallway. I was like, you go get the phone. She's like, it could be the doctor. I said, I don't care, I'm not getting the phone. And she's like, go get the phone. I said, no. I was about to stomp on it. She's like, don't kill it. I was like, what do you mean don't kill it? I'm killing it. And I'm not killing it with my shoe. I'm getting a book and I'm killing it. And she got so mad. Anyways, doctor came in. It wasn't even her calling. And I had told her I had to talk to her because I only had 3 weeks left. So I had to give her my 2 weeks notice before my 3 weeks were up. I didn't care if I broke the contract. You know, at this point, I was just like, how bad could this be if I break the contract? And I had to explain to her the reason why. I'm like, I honestly feel very uncomfortable. I feel very uncomfortable working here, first of all, because of the way you treat us. Especially because you have to ring a bell to call our names when we clearly can come to you if you call our names or let us know you need something. Second of all, this place is disgusting. Patients were stomping on the roaches themselves before they got on the exam tables. Like, patients would kill them. How would you feel if you were a patient and you have to come into a clinic and stomp on the roach? It's not even your house, you know. And I'm not saying that patients had it at home, but I'm just saying, like, people will stomp on it if it's their house that they have it in, not come to a healthcare clinic and have to stomp on roaches before you get undressed. And I told her how uncomfortable I was working there. I feel like I can't even eat here. There's roaches crawling all over my feet. I'm like, they're all over the keyboard. Like, it's just very unsanitary, and I don't want to work here. I don't want to take anything that I don't have home. And she was just like, I'm sorry you feel that way. She's like, I've tried exterminating so many times, it does not work. She's like, but I can give you a raise. I can pay you $17 an hour. I can give you $2 raises every 6 months. Tell me what you want to get paid and I'll pay you that. Don't leave. And I was like, no, I need to give you my 2-week notice. So she's like, you know, you have a 90-day contract. I was like, I truly understand that, but you should truly understand why I'm leaving. And it's not like I just don't want to work for you or I don't like the job. It has nothing to do with the job. It has to do with the setting of the job. And in order for you to be successful in your job, you got to be able to be comfortable in your job setting. And so I told her I was still gonna give me my 2-week notice. So anyway, she started interviewing people right away. And I was a good person because I let every single person know that there was cockroaches in the office and that it was not something small. It was an infestation contract. So I did end up leaving that job. The last day, she ended up like ordering food for me before I left. I didn't even feel comfortable to eat there because the food was in the break room, and when I'm telling you, you open the fridge up, there was cockroaches inside the refrigerator. there was cockroaches in her tea machine, hot coffee machine, whatever that she used. So I didn't even want to eat the last day. Anyways, with that being said, I quit my job, but hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. Give me some other video ideas. I have plenty more story times if you guys really like that. And don't forget to subscribe and join my channel if you are new. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.